Good afternoon, everybody. I wasn't going to bother recording this service call, but as it turns out, it's quite an interesting call. The customer had a new chimney lining installed because his old chimney collapsed. The terracotta tiles cracked and accumulated at the bottom of the chimney, and even after the chimney base was cleaned out, it resulted in a lot of back pressure. So he clearly had a chimney problem. So he had a chimney company, a reputable one, install a new stainless steel lining within the old chimney. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a draft reading and I'm going to install a Genesis relay which has a pre and post purge availability on the relay, which is going to be very important because of the new chimney. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to program this relay for approximately a 30-second pre-purge and maybe a 2-minute post-purge. So I'm going to grab that, and when I go back down to the basement, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so as I already mentioned, the customer had a chimney collapse, and he had a new stainless steel chimney lining installed recently by a reputable chimney company. So what I'm going to do now is make sure that the draft is good through the system. I'm going to check both the draft at the breaching of the boiler and over the fire draft. What we want is a negative draft through the system. What we don't want is positive draft. If we get positive draft, that means there is no draft through the system and the flue gases are not being vented as they should. So we're going to start the boiler up now, and we're going to check the draft using a Bacharach pocket draft tester. Okay, so we're going to turn it on and see how that works. Okay, so to test the draft, we drilled a 1/4-inch hole into the customer's flue pipe, and now we're going to insert the draft gauge to see what kind of draft we have. What we want is a -3 to a -5. That would be ideal. There you go. That's quite good. I hope you could see that. That's just under a -4. But for a replacement chimney lining, that's quite good. That means we have established draft through the system. And then when I combine that with the new relay I'm going to put in, his draft is going to be quite good. So, to help the draft along, being that he has a new lining, I'm going to replace this 8184 relay. It's outdated technology and it should be replaced anyway. As you can see, it has a 30-second safety timing on it. So there's no reason on this earth to have a 30-second safety timing on a burner. If there's flame failure or an issue with the burner, you want this to shut down as quickly as possible. No need to have it running 30 seconds. So the new relay I'm going to install is a Genesis relay which has a 15-second safety timing. So we're going to get busy doing that now.
Start recording.
Okay, so the first order of business is going to be to remove the old 8184 relay. Start by disconnecting the thermostat wires and the CAD cell leads. And this is the new Genesis relay. This one has a nice red flashing button on the top. If there's any problem, you'll see this flashing bright red and you won't be able to miss it. Okay, in a later video I'll go into more detail on how to wire these relays and the various different ways it can be wired and configured. So right now we're just going to pop it in, and I'm going to show you how to program it for a pre and post purge. Are connected, everything's connected, so we're going to now tuck the wires gently back into the box and then reconnect our thermostat wire, and then we're going to program the relay for the pre and post purge I mentioned before. Okay, so I want to show you guys how this burner starts up. As you're going to see momentarily, the flame is established instantaneously, which is not good. The solenoid opens immediately, and there is no 5 to 15 second delay before the flame is established. That's what you want to ensure a clean light off and a smooth start off. So watch what happens here. Okay, it starts right up. Okay, so we're going to fix that up, and we're going to put a 15 second or maybe a 30 second, I think would be better. A 30 second pre-purge where the burner will run for 30 seconds prior to the flame being established, and then I'm going to also program a post-purge. I'm going to have it maybe 60 seconds where after the flame shuts off, the burner will continue to run for 60 seconds. That will ensure that any residual hot gases in the chamber are blown up and out through the flue pipe and out the chimney. It also keeps the assembly clean, cool, and functioning properly. Okay, so this is our Beckett module. As you can see, it gives us an abundance of information here. Okay, on the main screen you see the ohms. As I mentioned before, an ideal ohm reading would be 2 to 300. This is showing 300 ohms, and it will give you a voltage reading of 123 and the runtime of 28. So we hold the button down, the arrow button, for about 5 seconds. Okay, now we enter the menu where we have the option of setting the pre-time, the pre-purge time. So it says pre-time there. Select to change. Is there an oil valve installed? Yes, there is. So we select yes. Okay, now we want the pre-time. Now we hit the arrow, 5, 10, 15. We could have it 15, 30, 45. Okay, the maximum is 45, but we're going to use 30. I think is fine. Okay, then we select yes. Do we accept that? No. Yes, of course we do. Okay, now we go to the next menu, which is the post timing. Select to change. Is there a valve installed? Yes, of course there is, so we select yes. Okay, now we set the timing on that. We have the option of 5 seconds, 15, 30, 1 minute, 2 minute. Okay, so we're going to do 1 minute. Select yes to accept it, and that's it. Now we go back, and we're back on the main screen again to show you guys how the Genesis relay was programmed with the pre and post purge. So we're going to start the relay again, and I promise you that I'm going to do a video which is dedicated to the Genesis relay all by itself, because there's a lot of features on this relay that I can't possibly get into on this one service call. Okay, so let's go through the pre-timing and the post-timing again. Okay, there's the main screen. It shows the ohms, which means a dark chamber, 50,000 ohms. It's off. We got the countdown going. Burner's running without a flame, establishing that negative draft that we spoke about before. That will result in a clean light off. One, here we go. There you go. Beautiful light off. Nice and smooth. Okay, so now the call for heat ends and we're going to go into post-purge. Okay, let me loosen the thermostat wire first, that would help. Okay, now we're in post-purge. No flame, but the burner continues to run. This is expelling any hot flue gases that are left in the chamber area up and out the chimney. Now, for the... okay, so the 1 minute post-purge is ended, and now the burner is off, and it won't come on again until the next heating cycle. So, we're going to connect the thermostat wire again to simulate the call for heat, and we're going to watch the pre-purge, which what did I set it for? 30 seconds. So, but it will show on the front module anyway. So let's see. Okay, so there you go. Pre-timing, 27, 26. It'll give you a countdown until the pre-purge is over, and then the flame will be established. So what's happening now? The fan is running without the flame, and it's establishing a negative draft through the system prior to the flame being established. Why do you want this? It's a better light off, a cleaner light off. You won't have any smoke, any hard starts, and it's much cleaner. There you go. A nice smooth light off, and that's what we're looking for. We established negative draft through the system by having that pre-purge, and it is a much, much better system than what he had before with the flame being established as soon as the burner started. That's just not good anymore. Ah, that's perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Good. Okay, so that's it. And I'll see you on the next video. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them. I know I've been very long-winded on this particular video, but you know, there's a lot going on here, so I thought it was important to go through it. Okay, arrivederci. Ah, yes, son of a bitch.